Alright, so we are in the car. Karina's in her car seat, obviously. We are gonna go eat. And now, there's one thing about working smarter, there's another thing about working harder. Now, I feel if you're throwing all your money towards your living expenses, you are working harder. I mean, honestly, that's why we're going for buy our own house, buy our own land, and boom, we are debt-free, we are done in a couple of years. You can't spend $8,000, $9,000 on living expenses for lot rent or for, whatever. Sorry, feels like it's choking me. For, whatever. And just be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to, work really, really hard to earn this much money to pay lot rent. Or I'm going to work really, really hard to pay rent. Yeah, I mean, if you're paying $900 or $1,000, that's $12,000 a year that you are putting towards your living expenses alone. That's a lot of money. And then, I think there's just different ways to work it. There are many ways to work your life. There are many different avenues to get debt-free quickly. Right now, we are doing, I bought the trailer for us. Next, James is going to have to buy the land. I'm tapped out. I don't have any more money. So James is going to have to buy the land. But in between then, we are going to buy a new roof for the new place. So we need a new roof, and we need oil. We need to buy oil when we get there, because the lady said there's not much oil left in the tank. I don't know what oil entails, so I haven't really looked into that yet. But we are eventually going to have to buy oil, and new roof, oil, and we're gonna have to get rid of the Jeep because that Jeep has got to go. It has got to go. So because the Jeep is a 6-cylinder, and I can't drive that Jeep around. It's the only reason why it really has to go is because it's a 6-cylinder, and it costs us an arm and a leg to drive it. There's no sense in driving around a 6-cylinder Jeep when I could buy a 4-cylinder Jeep or a 4-cylinder van or a 4-cylinder whatever. I need another 4-cylinder. We might even get another 4-cylinder car, and then get a trailer for the back of it. Someone brought up that idea, and I think that's a really, really solid idea, because then if I'm moving, but how big would the trailer be able to be in the back of a car? How much would the trailer for the back of the car be? How much would it cost to store the trailer for the back of the car? There's all kinds of what ifs with the trailer for the back. And then there is, maybe I could get a station wagon. We had a station wagon. It was inherited to us. My father left it to my mother, and I didn't even know he owned a station wagon until after he died, because we didn't drive it around. We drove around the Nova. And either that or she sold the Nova or something. I don't know. The Novas disappeared. There were 2 Novas because he had 2 cars. And somehow there was a third car there. I didn't even know about the third car. And it was a brown station wagon. And the thing was like a boat in the back and hard to drive, according to my mom. So, yeah, I don't know, there's different ways to run it, though. I want a 4-cylinder something. I need to get rid of that Jeep. That Jeep is on the chopping block. It has to go. Even if we sell it and just keep one car for a while, this car will do us better than having that Jeep. That Jeep is too much to run. So, I'm fine with that. James doesn't think that having one car is going to work. But honestly, I'm going to convince him to give that car to George's nephew. Just $800. Here you go. It's yours. Keep it. Get new tires for it. Boom, you're good. Make sure you always check the oil. Boom, you're good. Yeah, so, but yeah, that Jeep has got to go. But yeah, we have to get out of this rat race of, paying too much for a living, because it's too much. If you pay too much for a living, you don't have money for anything else. Is that his or mine? It's his, I think. Yeah. So I'm trying to see whose exhaust is coming up from, make sure it's not coming off my roof and coming off of his exhaust pipe, and it is. But because if not, I'd have to check the antifreeze, make sure that there's enough water in the car. But yeah, there's different ways to do things. So like we are definitely getting land in a couple of years. It might be 3 years, it might be 5 years. Either way, we are getting land, and we are done. So because I'm done paying too much for everything. And then we could pay off the student loan debt, and after the student loan debt is gone, we're really, really free. And then after the student loan debt's gone, we're getting solar panels for the new land and property. We're gonna, let Karina do whatever she wants, like basically sports and art classes, and like that's what I mean by do whatever she wants. Any crucial activities that she is really interested in at the time, say she wants to be in ballet, or say she wants to, play the piano, or say she wants to go to the science convention, or say she wants to go like wherever. Oh, that's his pink bike. I want to be able to have that for her. Like, my idea was to save the income tax that we get back for her, because really it's for her. It should be spent on her. So, but obviously it's not going to work for a couple of years. But I'm guessing that by the time that she's 5 or 6, that income tax money would be able to be saved for her for any future activities that she might want to go on. Say she wants to go on a senior trip or whatever. But until then, it's only going to buy big things that we absolutely need. Like, we need a new car, we need a roof, we need oil, which is a big thing, I guess. I didn't realize how expensive it might become for oil. What are you doing? So that's like an accident waiting to happen right there. The guy's trying to park, and the guy behind him didn't give him any room, even though he has his blinker on, to go back. And yeah, so it's all good. They're good. But yeah, I really, really want to have a solid, firm foundation for everything. This way, we have everything set. There's no rush moving anymore. There's no, this is kind of, it's not really rushed, but it feels kind of rushed to me for the move this time. Last time it was definitely rushed because we only had a 30-day. It's hard to move when you're in an apartment. It really is hard to move when you're in an apartment. It's hard to move in general. We move a lot. So, I'm just done. I'm just done having neighbors. I'm done sharing walls. I'm done, having close neighbors like that where you're sharing walls with and you hear everything that's going on in their lives, and you really don't want to listen to any of it because it's not your life. You're not really closely, friends with them, and, I don't want to be that close. And I'm sure that they hear us fighting because we hear them, do everything, upstairs and on the sides and, whatever. But, it's just hard to have neighbors that close. I mean, we're all animals, we're all mammals, we're all people. There's nothing that none of us, do that's different. It's all the same, whatever. But, I mean, I'm just done. I'm just done sharing walls like that. So, so we have the trailer, and the trailer is awesome. And I need to get rid of those trees outside of our bedroom as well. There's just things I want to get done, and I want a shed, and I want a dishwasher, so there are just certain things that I want to do, and the only way that we could do them is by getting rid of that gas expense and bringing our gas expense down, having one big payment for, a cash car, and then getting that gas expense down to maybe, $100 a month instead of $200 a month. Eventually that car will pay for itself. Just like the mobile home that we got, it's going to pay for itself in 3 years. Now, the rent does go up by $20 every single year. That's what I was told. It goes up by $20 every year. So this year, where the lot rent is $720, next year it's going to be $740, and then $760, and then $780. So we have to get out. We can't be, nope, I can't park here. I thought I could, but I can't. Make sure there's nobody behind me. James has the mirrors all weird. They're set for him. But, I'm just gonna park in the back again. But yeah, we have to bring down our living expenses in order to be able to do what we want to do. And the only way to do that is to be paying taxes instead of paying rent and mortgage fees and and stuff like that. So that's the only way I see having a lot of freedom. All right, so we are here. We are going to go eat. It's going to be an awesome day. James is staying home with us, so I expect him to kind of help with Karina, to watch Karina while I pack. I know that he's still working from home, and he said he has a light load today, so he doesn't have much to do. I mean, it's the holiday, so that's awesome. And look at my baby. Playing with the calculator? Is that your phone? So you think it is. Mama has to teach you how to use this really, really well, all the ins and outs of this. This was Mama's calculator when she was in school.
Cool.
All right, we gotta get going. You wanna go in and eat? No, you wanna stay here? No, you don't want to stay here. You want to go with Mama. I love you. All right, that's it for our update. This is what we're doing. It's a beautiful day. It's absolutely gorgeous outside.